And you wonder why Jake get the head blown off. First, I want to get all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Makakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto his like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. Only for the elect. As always, what we do these shows for. The elect, it consists of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Amongst the madness, all right? Elect member is not going to be in this. It's most likely Simeon. This is in the Bronx, New York. I don't know when it happened, what happened. Care less. You wonder why Jake get the head blown off. You know? And most likely the people that got arrested was up to no good from the beginning anyway. And those cops had every right to take their 4-5 and pew pew pow pow and send those little nigglets. All right. When I mean nigglets, that goes for all the tribes. Instead of just sitting there trying to figure out a nice nickname for every single tribe, we just round you off altogether. Because at the end of the day, y'all all the same. All right. It's something that a dark skinned Jake would do, a lighter skinned Jake would do. Y'all all the same. This is why 2/3 of you are gonna get destroyed. And I'm looking at this cop. Yeah, he's just fucking out of shape. He should be ashamed of himself. Yeah, but when it all boils down to it, the wrath that's about to come on the Lord's people is going to be something to beholding. All right, it's going to be showing no mercy, and it's not because they do what they do. They just love being rebellious. This is why they love being rebellious. They just love to they just love to do wrong. Matter of fact, let's start with that. It says, Jeremiah 4:22, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They're Scottish children. Yeah, they are Scottish children. Scottish means stupid. Our people don't know the Lord. Hey, Yahushua gave his disciples, which he left for something for all of us to apply to. To what? To quickly agree with that adversary, right? And a lot of those nigglets, they probably didn't even know what was going on. The first guy got arrested. Then there was no reason for the other kid with the mask. Oh, I can't stand those little fucking masks. Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. Salakia, something just popped in my head. It was another video. It was an old Jake talking about the YNs in Chicago and how they just kind of disappeared since the man came into town. Well, the same thing's gonna happen to NY. The same thing's gonna happen to all these major cities. They do what they do because they know they could get away with this shit, and them not knowing that the Lord's allowing this to happen to get themselves in proper order. But they don't want to be in proper order. There's another prequel what's gonna happen afterwards. Let me read on. It says, they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil. Guarantee you, these niggas know how to flip coke, make crack cocaine. They know how to rob. They know how to steal. They know how to do a whole bunch of shit. See how all those bottles that was being thrown? There was no energy towards any of that when somebody does each other wrong. In the hood, it's doggy dog. It's a doggy dog world. The strong eats the weak. They don't protect the weak. All right. A lot of those nigglets. Oh, who's responsible for those monsters? Is their mamas, and they were Dominicans. So all you people out there be like, yo, you see these black people, da, da, da. No, those are Dominicans. You could just tell by the accent. Those are some strict Dominicans. And they were just wilding. Those cops had every right to go blow every last one of their heads off. And we want to bat a tear. All right? They was asking for it. Hey, just because you see your Jake get thrown in the ground, I should do that one too. Get thrown in the ground, that doesn't make them innocent. All right, that doesn't make them innocent. Because what happened, what's gonna happen to Jake is not because they're innocent. It's because they had it coming. There's a difference. But our people are wise to do evil. When it comes to evil, they know how to break down the science of wickedness in a heartbeat. All right. It says, but to do good, they have no knowledge. Yeah, tell one of these little monsters to respect their parents. They don't even have a clue. Follow laws and statutes. What is that? Because they're in a rebellious state. But you always gotta think ahead of the game, and why these people so damn rebellious. Because rebellion is highly rewarded in this sick ass society. Okay, it's highly rewarded. That stunt that they're doing back in the Dominican Republic, they couldn't do that shit, and they know that they couldn't do that shit back at home. They only do it because it's acceptable over here. And what is supposed to happen when you have these monsters do the things that they do? They need to be put down, and they're supposed to be put down at home. But the laws is not going to allow that to happen. All right, the law is not going to allow that to happen. I mean, what I mean, the law is the laws of this land, because it's, we live in an unrighteous society that constantly promotes wickedness. That's all it does. What was the other scripture? I mean, I'm not shocked. That's the hood. I'm just shocked that they didn't blow their fucking heads off. That should have been a 10 o'clock news. 11 over here, channel 7, channel 5, channel 9, all the major channels. Like, yeah, in the Bronx, the cops just went out there and just start shooting all these Dominicans because they was throwing bottles at them. I won't be surprised. Shit, we'll be clapping for that. It says, Isaiah 1:4, a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity. What is iniquity? Sin. All right, they laden. In other words, sin is built upon the people. A lot of people are into witchcraft, brujeria. That's what the Spanish tribes. What's the other version they call it? They got a different version for all the same wickedness, and at the end of the day, they will all equate to what everybody knows, universal. Well, voodoo, but the universal tone of it is what witchcraft. All right, they all into that, and a lot of those kids' parents put some spirit on them, so when they go out there wild out, nothing happens to them. With them not knowing, them spirits are just setting those children up to get slaughtered. Oh, now it comes to me. Actually, hold on. Matter of fact, I'm just going to flow. On Jeremiah 9:20, it says, "Yet hear the word of the Lord, O you women, and let your ear receive the word of his mouth. Teach your daughters wailing, and everyone her neighbor lamentation." Once again, I put the blame on the mothers because majority of the mothers did this solo act, and during this solo act, they have no control over those young animalistic men. All right, They have no control over them. You know, when you grow up in the ghetto, the hood, if your mother's not stern or your father's not there in your life, the streets will eat you up. Then they turn around and sit there and say, "Oh, the father's not in the household. You see, single parent home." And there's a reason why the single parent home. The society pushed it. This is the results, the encouragement. All right. Now everybody's mad at the results, but not understanding the true cause of it. They always go for the easy way out. But our people were so wicked that the Lord allowed this to happen. And now He's saying, "Look, go teach your daughters well." And majority of the women teach their daughters how to be fucking sluts. I ain't gonna hold my tongue. All right. They push this narrative out there. All right. Oh, the mother could do both jobs. He ain't doing nothing. That's the ultimate product. No respect, no nothing, no respect for authority. So it says, "For death is come up into our windows and is into our palaces to cut off children and from without, and the young man with from the streets." And a lot of these guys, you hear stories. Well, the generation before me will always tell the stories. Oh, when I was young, we could be out to the street lights, and we have to go back home. Right? I remember when I was young, there was that still there, but mad children was getting killed. It was more dangerous because of the crack epidemic and all this other shit. So things got cooled down. But a lot of young individuals was just out in the streets. And it's always the same sob story. All right. And there's always a mural at a famous block of a particular guy stating that, oh, he was great, he was this and that. Well, that's death coming through your windows because the mothers failed them. The mothers failed them. All right. They created a rebellious ass child. And that rebellious ass child, which is the product of a single parent mother home, it becomes monsters. And this is the results of it. It says, "Speak thus, saith the Lord, even the carcasses of men shall fall as dung upon the field, and as the handful after the harvestmen, and none shall gather them." That's how much death is coming. So yeah, this little thing that they won that battle, but when it's all said and done, they're about to lose horribly, horribly. It says back Isaiah 1:4, it says, "And sinful nation laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel into anger. They are all gone way backward. Why should you be stricken any more? Ye shall revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the heart is faint." So from Judah, the African Americans who gets the blunt of all, who gets the light spun on them. You wonder why Esau and these other nations always talking about you. Everybody can't get that out of their mouth because you went against your creator. You're in a rebellious state. All right. And that rebellious state is influential to all the other tribes. All right. It says the whole heart faint from the sole of the foot even unto the head. There's no soundness in it. Sorry. Meaning there's no healing. Right. But wounds and bruises and putrefying sores, they have not been closed, neither bounded up, neither mortified with ointment. So a lot of our people are just sick. All right, there's a generational curse that's heavy on our people. That should just saw that's not that, that's not a good look. All they doing is adding more ammo and giving these people the right when the enemy comes as a flood, he's going by the narratives that he sees on television, on the internet, on his personal. He's not gonna determine this one was what's the saying in there? Wrong place, wrong time. How many times we hear stories about the wrong place, wrong time, and somebody get blown away or get caught up in the mess, get swept up? You have, talking for you Israelites, you have to do things wisely. Don't follow the crowd. The scripture says, follow not a multitude to do evil. So those young dudes, yeah, they may seen something that they may not like, but that was that man's judgment. But there's no wisdom in them. And so what they do, they being emotional, they doing the shit that they doing. Now you give them the cops the green lit to come after you. And they don't have to come after you at that time. They could come. They normally will do. They'll put that whole block on watch, and they'll come back and get every last one of them, and they're gonna do them dirty, and rightfully so, and rightfully so. All right. There's a balance in everything. That rebellious nature that's being shown. There's an equalizer. Romans 13:3. It says, "For the rulers are not of terror to." Well, actually, should I go up? Yes. Romans 13:1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. So all this year, we don't like the fact that there's cops all over the neighborhoods and so forth. But the majority of the time, that's for the safety of the majority of the people there. Now, when they go too far, they go too far. But when they there, people are more safer. And they mostly safer because niggas be wilding. Niggas be wilding, yo. Straight up. See, we don't sugarcoat shit. Subjects always matter. It could be a hot season. One of the brothers from the apostles on now could be talking about the black woman. Could talk about Esau. Could be talking about Ishmael. All the other, and especially amongst Jake. We don't sugarcoat shit here. We tell it as it is. Judgment is coming for our people, straight up and down. 2/3 of the nation of Israel is going to be destroyed. And the way things are looking for those guys, they ain't gonna make it to anything. All right, I gotta find that video, yo. That the old Jake was talking shit. He was pissed. Like, yo, where you YNs at? Where you niggas at? Matter of fact, we gonna look for that. I'll be right back. Being at the goddamn corner store, hanging out, ain't selling no dope, no none. And y'all got all this ruckus going on. Y'all got these folks down here pulling over good, working hard ass people, goddamn. You know what I mean? You bitches in the house where you should have been at first, man. Ain't no young niggas getting locked up right now. Ain't no older people getting locked up, man. Bring your bitch ass back outside now, whole ass young nigga. Y'all got these folks up here terrorizing our motherfucking ass right now. And you got your bitch ass in the house. I don't see it. Where all the guns that y'all be having on y'all at the store and shit, man? You don't see none of that shit now. You niggas scared, man. You shake ass niggas, man. You niggas ain't really about that life, man. Stay your bitch ass in the house when they leave too. Weak ass nigga.
For real, you niggas piss me off with this shit, bro. I ain't no young niggas outside. I ain't seen a ski mask in 2 weeks. I ain't seen one in 2 weeks. Bro, I ain't seen no ski mask on, bro. I ain't seen nobody. Hey, have y'all seen the ski mask? Have y'all seen them niggas in the store with Dracos and shit? I ain't seen nobody. Yeah, they at the house on the game, man. Oh, y'all want to go get on the game, man? Don't it? Shit got real, didn't it? Bitch ass nigga. Stay your ass on the porch where you should have been in the first place, man. Yeah, I said it. Sick of you niggas, bro. I'm glad they here, but I thought they were gonna be getting y'all bitch ass. Y'all niggas that threw the rock and hit the hand and won the house. Y'all in the house playing the game now. You hoe ass niggas, bro. You niggas ain't about that life, man. A nigga better I see a nigga with a ski mask on, he fold up and snatch it off your head. Take that shit off your head, boy. You ain't had that shit on your head when them folk were down here, man. I ain't heard no switch, he ain't heard none. I ain't heard none. I ain't got them folks scared. Meanwhile, the mama who struggling to get the kids back and forth to school, goddamn it, she the one getting pulled over there, trying to get her tags and shit straight. The dad, goddamn it, who, you know what I mean, he just trying to make ends meet, goddamn it, he know his life is suspended, but it's gonna cost a little change, man. As soon as I get this little tax check, I'm gonna go and get my life. You know what I mean? The niggas that go to work every day, you know what I mean? You got us getting pulled over. You got all these type of people getting pulled over now. You know what I mean? The day-to-day people that's just trying to survive, man, we in survival mode. We been in survival mode, even when them young niggas was out here doing the shit they were doing. But now y'all bitch ass, like I said, they took y'all bitch ass in the house. Now y'all on y'all games. Now y'all talking to each other through the games. Meanwhile, people like us getting fucked up.
You know, just kind of hit me when he was saying that. And this is spiritual because I saw that video. That's how you know these are children. A child would do something stupid, right? Because they know they could get away with certain things. But when the heat is on, when the parent or the real authoritative figure comes into the scene, they're nowhere to be found. This is exactly what's happening. And it's a shameful thing because the whole time you've been terrorizing your people. All right, you've been saying F the authority that you're familiar with, but when the real heat and the real pressure comes about, that's when you fold like a lawn chair. That's when all hell breaks loose. To be honest, we can't wait, bro. I mean, just sick and tired of you little young fucking niggas, bro. From all the tribes, can't stand y'all little motherfuckers. Because at the end of the day, when the real heat comes about, that's why that man had that dream. We're always gonna refer it, dream, vision, whatever the case may be, something that we all been saying. When that heat comes, y'all gonna be nowhere to be found. Y'all, and the best thing about it all, y'all will be found. That's the best thing about it. Y'all can hide, but you can't hide from this. Okay? This is why I'm gonna read on. It says Romans 13. I'm gonna jump at 3. It says, "For the rulers are not a terror to good." So even though that man made that statement, and like, yeah, the people that's working, they wasn't that good neither. All right, they not that good. Good means godly. There's nothing godly about these individuals. Now, time may have passed, and they probably was co-signing all that madness that was going on. You know, when a child does something really not a behesting of that child, really, you know, what's the words? Not the word, but when they doing adult things, and the adults in the room should be like checking them. Because I grew up in the era, shit, you say something wrong, you look the wrong way. It's somebody, cousin, somebody is on like, yo, what the fuck is, like, you know, they'll curse you out, or might not even curse you out. They would be an authoritative figure and then check you. There's nobody checking these little fucking YNs. Nobody. All right. They wait till the military gonna come in, and then that's when they want to change. That's when they're gonna like, oh, no, let me get in order, but it's gonna be too little, too late. It says, but to the evil, when would thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou, yeah, because something goes wrong, right? What do Jake do? Despite they be in the streets whatsoever, they gotta call 911. All right. When something goes wrong, goes sour, is out of their control, they call 911. And it's supposed to be for your service, right? But yeah, we say fuck the police. But when you need them, they gotta be there for you. And then like you taking care of the matter in your own hands, street justice is bullshit. Straight up. You got people that's judging the matter, they the biggest witches. I gotta keep saying that because majority of our people, the music, everything, it was witchcraft. All right? Straight up. Straight up witchcraft, man. This is wow. It's utter madness. When you really, really look at it, what's happening with Jake. Jake is losing it. And it says, as I'm watching the football game, who's on Front Street fighting? Jake. And I guess the Esau, you want to take a little break a little bit, I guess. It says, but if thou do that which is evil, selling drugs, killing, raping, robbing, doing a whole bunch of madness, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. So sometimes the scripture says about judgment. Some judgment don't come right away. Some judgment takes time. All right. Some judgment takes time. And it's not because the judgment is taking a long time. The judgment is because of the simple fact it's all about timing with the Lord. And the Lord know how to get people. All right. Jake being emotional. It was damn, it's crazy. Uh he beareth not the sword in vain, for he's the minister of the Most High, revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Okay, since I made that statement, I was distracted because the game and the highlight of two football players, multi-millionaires. The game is done, so normally each side would, congratulate, good game, whatever. You got one emotional bitch ass nigga gets upset, and he sees somebody, and then he slaps him. And he slaps the guy who has his helmet on, which was a big brawl. Utter ridiculous. But anyway, and like I always state, don't get it twisted, Esau E. Y'all the most emotional people on the planet Earth. Because the way you deal with it, y'all go pow pow pew pew. All right? Y'all take lives. Y'all shoot up a whole bunch of people, no fucking reason. At least they was fighting. Anyway, Ecclesiastes, I believe is 9. No, 8. I haven't read this in a while. It says 8 and 11. Because sentence against evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of man is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are in as a shadow, because he feareth not, before the Most High. So just because these people getting away with a lot of things, that doesn't extend the that doesn't change the judgment. All right, that does not change the judgment. This is why the Lord, when it boils down to it, He's not same way He's not going to hold back on His people. He's not going to hold back on Esau neither. He's not going to hold back. He is going to let His wrath come upon all. Because right now, 2/3 of the nation of Israel are the enemies of the Lord. Zechariah 13 and 8. 13 and 8. It says, and it shall come to pass in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein, which is the elect. Is the Most High that's going to ensure that His righteous people is going to be protected from these things. But what's about to be bared in your nearest hood near you is going to be the wrath of the Lord. Oh, how can I not forget Ezekiel 9 and 4? Matter of fact, I can end it off on this one. It says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof. So that mark is an exemption. It's the Hebrew word tawah. It means to be exempt from judgment. So why is the Lord separating amongst His people? Because amongst His people, you have the Israel of the Most High, and you got the regular Israelites. All right, the regular Israelites are going to be judged extremely wrathful for all the things they have done. Like I stated, majority of those young niggas in that particular thing, they wicked as all hell. All right, they just trying to justify their madness. They're getting a kick out of it because most likely they under a certain age. So this is why, yeah, man. When sometimes these MAGA mother effers be saying some shit, and you be like, man, f them, but they be on point with something. Some things, man. Jake just got to just be taken out, bro. Like, straight up, just got to be taken out. So there's some that cry and get upset about all the evil that's going on, and there's those that is part of it. So those that cry against this world, cry against the madness, guess what? Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to protect you in that day. All right? Why? Because we see those going on. Hey, the same thing that happened with Lot. All right? Lot was amongst the wicked, but he was the only righteous one. And look what the Lord did to Sodom and Gomorrah. We got to be amongst these people so we could stand out. All right? That's the miracle. It says, and that cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, like I stated, witchcraft, which is selling drugs, okay? They into homosexuals, all right? Lesbians, child abuse, all that shit happen in the hood. All right, and it's accepted. Certain things are accepted, certain things are not accepted. It just depends on where the violence is coming from. Somebody could go rape and rob and do something last week and get blown for it. Then the next week somebody else does it pretty much the same and they'll get away with that shit. All right, but the Lord is about to send the equalizers. It says, and to the others he said unto in my hearing, go ye after through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. And those are the death angels. Now the death angels the Lord could use men on earth to afflict his judgment on anybody at any particular time. All right. Back then, in this particular, the Lord used death angels. Now the Lord's about to let loose, like it says in Ezekiel 21, he's about to give the power to the slayer, which is Esau. And scripture tells you, Revelation 12 and 12, the devil's going to come down having great wrath because he know he have it but a short time. So the Lord's about to allow the Esau, Edom, to slay the majority of the people. All right. And it says, unto the others unto the others, he said, in my hearing, go through ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young. Say old and young, both maids and little children, little young girls. Oh, I was watching another video with the Israelite woman basically saying that she will never have. She has a young son. She said out of her mouth, a black woman, okay, said she's gonna make sure that her son doesn't deal with black women. And she gave the example of what happened when they went to a theme park and a bunch of hyenas gathered together, being ruckus, fighting, and doing a whole bunch of shit, and they were all black little girls. Okay, so when these girls get got, that's judgment. Okay, and like I stated with the video, that was the Bronx. So you have a lot of little ice spice out there, a lot of thoughts, Spanish speaking thoughts. Okay, they do the same thing, the exact same thing. So they're gonna get got. The Lord doesn't discriminate. In case you haven't realized, it's not just the dark skinned tribes. He go after all the tribes. The Lord is no respect of persons. The Lord is going after every last one of you. The Lord's going about to. It's going to be headhunting season soon. There's going to be head. Look at Chicago. Look at it. Look how quick those mother effers getting back in line and go hide away. It says, and both maids and little children, adolescents that they call them, and women. And then why the emphasis of women? Because the women bring all these troubles, all these behavioral problems, or these emotional rants that these young men display. Those are women traits. All right. They are a product of their environment. They are a product of their mothers. That's what it is. And everybody knows it's the best kept secret, which is not a secret. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark. So the angels, the death angels, not going to mess with the elect of the nation of Israel in that time. So technically, if you're an elect member of the Lord, if the Lord chose you from the beginning of time, I gotta break it down like that. When you doing this work, when this heat comes on, ain't nothing gonna happen. All right. Now, if you're slated, certain things it might happen. Some brothers are gonna be slated to be put to death, and some brothers are not. But when it comes to the overall of all the nation of Israel and what's happening now, yeah, majority of our people are gonna get taken out. It says, and begin at my sanctuary, which is those who know the Israel, then they begin at the ancient men which were before the house. Great judgment is coming to the hoods near you. Chicago, Memphis, New York soon, real soon. All right, LA, which they did something over there, but everything's gonna intensify. Jacob's trouble is at hand, and we see why Jacob's trouble needs to take place. Jacob's trouble is the world's trouble. So that being said, shalom to the elect in the nations. Shalom.